Coach, 3 of the new rules this year. Let's have a conversation about. The first one is the communications, the ability for a coach to speak to a defender and obviously mostly the quarterback.
Yeah, this received a lot of notice from the Wolverine situation that happened, and so and the NFL uses helmet communication, what the coach can communicate. So you're in theory getting rid of the communication or the signaling from the sideline to the field. Gerry, I've watched every game I've been at. They're still signaling.
Sure.
Because any tempo you start signaling because there's no huddle. So teams that huddle, yes. In college, a lot of them still don't, so they're still signaling. I'm not sure that's as big impact as the other 2.
You know, Tim Lester, the new offensive coordinator at Iowa, he was coming from the Packers, and he uses a lot of terminology, and he was struggling with how am I going to signal this in, and then the rule was passed. So the teams that huddle, this helps them, but the teams that don't huddle has no impact on them whatsoever. Let's talk about the 2-minute timeout. Is it simply just 4 timeouts now instead of 3 per half?
The viewership on television and reality is that in the big games, you see it every week. It comes down to the last 2 minutes of the game. Why be rushed? Why give them that extra timeout? That's basically all it is. So I'm a big fan of the 2-minute warning. I think there's a little strategy involved, not much, but however, it just keeps that part of the game. That's the most important part of the game anyways. Why not make sure the viewers and the players get to experience that?
Let's talk about the iPads, the thing that I think you and I are in total agreement. Of the 3, where does this rank with those 3 new rules?
I'm going to be a little more deeper than that. I'm going to say in the last decade, this is the most profound rule change. From colleagues, from what I witnessed, you and I have spoke to a couple coaches about this. This is very impactful. This gives the elite coaches, and I'm going to say this, the elite players an advantage that I don't think existed, or this is the biggest rule change that give these guys advantages. For example, if I'm an elite football coach and I utilize this film the right way, you are instantaneous advantage over the person you're playing. Now they have the same access, but you have to coach it. I'm going to go even a step further. I've had players, I'm going to use JT Barrett because he's one of my favorite players. You gave him an iPad on the sideline during the course of the game, I'm not sure, because he was so good at understanding the game. Yeah, coaches do a great job, but there's certain players that have that mind. They understand the game usually better than the coach. I think it's as impactful of a rule that I've experienced in the last decade or so.
My understanding is when you're in the press box, you get it almost in real time.
Right.
And so I'm wondering how many coaches that choose to call the game from the sidelines now will decide to go up. Not if a head coach calls it, obviously, but if there's an offensive coordinator that traditionally has called it from the sideline and they don't get it quite as fast and they're distracted by other people, it would be so much easier to be upstairs to look at that play right after it happened to make the next call or to make adjustments.
Yeah, I think the majority, I don't know this exact number, but the majority of, I think, play callers, unless you're the head coach, they're upstairs because it's a calm, quiet environment, controlled environment. Down in the field, it's uncontrollable. However, I think they're going to keep learning. I think more and more are going to go upstairs for what you just said. In real time, you get in the video, you can see it, and it might impact the next immediate play call that you're going to make.
And I also believe that this generation of players, because of technology, because of camps they've gone to, because of all the different offenses that they run in high school that are similar to what they run in college, they're the best students of the game.
Sure.
So we're giving the best students of the game the best advantage to make adjustments in a game in real time.